I froze, staring at the screen. My 10-year-old's fingers trembling over the phone. My sister's words glowed back at us. Change of plans, close family and Brooklyn's friends only. The house, empty. Decorations scattered like discarded promises. 2 weeks of scraped pennies, endless errands, laborious folding and cutting, all gone. Dad had said it would be a celebration of her. Mom promised everyone would see. They didn't. And yet, I didn't shout. I didn't scream. I waited. It started long before this betrayal. My sister and I had been inseparable once. She taught me how to braid hair when we were 7. She laughed with me under the sprinkler in summer, sharing secrets about boys we'd never meet. I trusted her completely. That trust made her betrayal sharper, a blade turned in slow motion. I remember the first hints. Messages to my niece, Brooklyn, whispering about special plans that excluded us. Small lies at family dinners, forgetting to invite us, shrugging off commitments with practiced indifference. I noticed my niece's anxiety when she tried to justify her mother's words. The signs piled up, undeniable. But my sister was clever, calculated. She knew how to manipulate. And I knew I couldn't respond with anger. Anger was visible. Justice had to be invisible, precise, unforgiving. I spent 2 nights staring at spreadsheets. Not just the money my niece had spent on streamers and balloons, but the opportunity cost. The time she should have been celebrated. The social humiliation that awaited when she realized how empty their promises were. By the 3rd night, a plan formed. It didn't involve yelling. It didn't involve threats. It involved patience, timing, and their own arrogance. First, I leveraged their public image. My sister had a reputation in the neighborhood as the perfectionist, the organizer, the one who did it all. I made quiet calls to her biggest social contacts, hinting at financial mismanagement, underhanded behavior, and broken promises at the supposed thank you party. Discreet, credible, precise. No one needed details. They saw her as untouchable. That illusion was fragile, and I planned to shatter it. Next, I set the financial dominoes in motion. I knew her side hustle, her event planning consultancy, relied on prepayments. I quietly advised a few clients about lapses in her work, suggesting she might not deliver. Contracts fell through. Payments bounced. Her credit cards flagged suspicious activity. Each move subtle, almost invisible, but cumulative. Meanwhile, I nurtured the emotional avalanche. Family whispers, quiet dinner conversations, innocuous comments that seeded doubt. Did you hear about the decorations my niece organized? Such dedication. I let them believe it was praise. They didn't realize it also cast shadows on her competence. Slowly, their friends began noticing her faltering promises, her erratic messaging, her stress. Then came the final act. A week after the empty party, my sister received a text from a parent she had double booked. Another client's event had gone wrong. Vendors were demanding refunds. Her phone vibrated endlessly. She ran from call to call, emails piling up, her calm facade cracking. Brooklyn, oblivious at first, watched in disbelief as her mother's carefully curated world unraveled. And I watched quietly, like a conductor observing a symphony of chaos I had orchestrated. I didn't gloat, not out loud. I never needed to. The satisfaction was in the slow precision, the unfolding. Watching her scramble, I felt the cold clarity of justice. Not instant revenge, not shouting, not confrontation. Their downfall was their own making, guided by invisible hands. Finally, I visited the house. My niece sat cross-legged among the leftover streamers, her small hands clutching empty bags of decorations. I knelt beside her, voice soft. You did everything you could. They failed to see it. But you're stronger than they'll ever be. She smiled faintly, relief mingled with shock. The world, for once, felt balanced. Weeks later, the consequences hit full force. My sister's consultancy folded quietly under mounting debts. Friends and family began avoiding her events, unsure who to trust. Dad realized, too late, that his promises meant nothing without action. Mom, always the enabler, finally understood the cost of hollow words. And Brooklyn? She never again worked herself to exhaustion for someone else's gain. I never told them I planned it all, never claimed credit. Silence was my signature. Justice didn't need my voice. It only needed the truth, the pattern, the consequences they had sown themselves. Sitting in my niece's room, I felt a rare peace. The betrayal had been sharp, the planning meticulous, the execution flawless. But the sweetest part wasn't their downfall. It was the quiet rise of someone who had been wronged.